Welcome back to Money Talk with Dad. Hi, Dad.
Hi, daughter.
Last week we talked about
What did we talk about? Budgeting strategy.
budgeting.
That's right.
Yes. Anyway, so after that, I am now really good at budgeting.
Are you?
I'm
so it's
a
solved?
professional. No, it's fully
A
solved.
40-minute podcast and you're solved.
Done.
Awesome. I hope everybody else, episode 2 is done.
Thanks for coming
Yeah.
on this Money Talk with Dad.
Watch episode 1 and that's all your answers. If only.
If only. So today we're going to talk about unexpected expenses, or as I call it, life.
Basically. Especially as a mom.
Accurate. Which is the first thing, kids. They are like the biggest unexpected expense. Maybe not themselves.
Well,
Alone.
Depends on the situation.
I mean, depends
that's
on
a
the
story for a
situation.
different podcast.
But specifically when they get a little older and they go to school.
Oh, yes.
You've had a couple kids in school.
Couple six.
Couple six. Okay. I've only done one so far in school. What are your thoughts on Spirit Week, Dad?
Oh, goodness. Thankfully, your mom took care of that stuff.
So I'm mom.
Yeah, so it's on you.
It's awful. And it is always placed so inconveniently in the month. At least last year. Okay, last year there was this one Spirit Week that the way it fell in the month was near the end of the month, okay, which we budget monthly because we get paid monthly. And so we were like nearing the end of our budgets because this was last episode.
Oh, right.
Before
now you solved it.
Before I became an expert in budgeting, right?
Right.
And so they the Spirit Week fell towards the end of the month. Budgets are already kind of running low, but like we're good to make it through the rest of the month. Just kidding, ha ha ha. Spirit Week is coming up next week. I don't
your
know.
daughter, being as chill as you are, was just like, hey, here's this thing we might want to do, we might not.
Yeah, it'd be totally cool if we don't do it though, Mom. Like, I don't even
Or-
care. No, absolutely not. She was like, and then we can do this for this day, and then for this day we can do this, and then this. And I was like, babe, we don't own rollerblades that you can wear to school or something ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like, it was dress up. What was it? There was one day where it was just absolutely ridiculous.
Like your favorite book character?
Book character,
Yeah.
yes. And so she was like, can I be Amelia Bedelia? And I was like, yeah, babe, we can totally make that. No, it was Fancy Nancy, who just is like tutus on tutus, crowns and necklaces and jewelry. And I was like, I mean, we can do it, girlfriend, but you're not going to be as flamboyant as Fancy Nancy until we hit up Party City or something, get a bunch of like costume jewelry, right? So anyway, there's things like that. It's like your favorite person in history. And believe it or not, we don't own fake beards in our house.
Because it was Abraham Lincoln.
Because of course it was Abraham
Like your
Lincoln.
Uncle Cody.
And that's exactly what she said. She said, I remember you told me Uncle Cody loved dressing up as Abraham Lincoln. And I was like, you can be Abraham Lincoln, baby. We'll make it happen. But so it was the end of the month. I'm trying to be smart with our money, right? And I have to go to the store. And I'm like, I pre-planned it, right? I was like, for this day, this is what you're going to wear. Let me check all of our closets, check the Halloween bin. You know what I mean? See where we can find most of these things. But inevitably, I'm going to have to go buy more than I want to buy. And so we do, and it ends up being crazy expensive. And it just blows our budget up, basically.
You didn't have the place in the bathroom closet like your mom did for the crazy hair day stuff?
Believe it or not, no. She's very seasoned as a mother, and I'm taking notes.
Just remember, crazy hair day, pick out whatever you want to do.
I remember it. It was like, the glitter's almost gone, Mom. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, there were a couple Spirit Weeks where we just like could not make it work if there was another unexpected expense that month or whatever, right?
And how'd you explain it to a 6-year-old?
Well, exactly. That's what's really hard. As she's 7 now, right? And so just last night we were going to gymnastics and we were leaving and she's like, did you see me do my gymnastics? And I said, yes, baby, I was watching you. And she said, did you see my handstand? And I said, it was the best handstand I've ever seen. And she said, so you think maybe we should go get McDonald's?
Oh.
And I was like, I don't think we can go get McDonald's. It's the end of the month. And she was like, but I really want McDonald's. And I did so good. And I was like, you did, baby, but remember, God's given us our money and God's trusting us with this money. We want to show him that we can be responsible with the money so that he will trust us with more money in the future. And she said, but I think God would want me to get a blue Fanta. I said, I bet God would love that, baby. But where she was able to handle not getting McDonald's because I I think I convinced her, we had ramen or spaghetti or something at home instead, right? I was able to find an alternative for her for dinner last night. For Spirit Week, it's kind of hard to be like, oh, this day, actually, girlfriend, like, we can't get you dressed up in Spirit Week. You're going to be the only... Exactly. You're going to end up being the only kid in her class who's not dressed up for the day, which has her sticking out like a sore thumb, and that just adds to like anxiety and everything else for her. And so that was a hard thing to do. So it became kind of like, okay, well, we need to make the Spirit Day shopping happen. And so that's rough.
It is. And then it was, I mean, I just couldn't believe, and again, because your mom took care of all this stuff. Yeah. And I would usually go to work at like 6:30 in the morning in Arizona. So I never got to see all the Spirit Week stuff, but it was eye-opening hearing you talk about it. And like, it was almost every 4 to 6 weeks, there was another Spirit Week. And it was, and I get it. Let's get the kids excited about school, but there's something that's got to be done. I don't know if we could start a campaign of like end Spirit Week, but it does so much damage to, because, and that's the other thing we always had to explain, to the kids is we don't believe in using credit cards, especially for things that, just aren't in the budget.
Absolutely.
And having to explain to kids, that, well, everybody else is doing it. Well, we can't do it because we don't have the money. Right. And you even kids who are, more in tune will be like, well, just use your credit card. Yeah. And not understanding that has to be paid back. And it's such
not free money.
And and it's, I mean, and I want to talk about, later with house stuff and things like that. But like as adults, we'll see, well, everybody in the neighborhood is decorating their house for Christmas. My goodness. So we still fall for that trap as adults, but they start putting it in kindergartners of, oh, you must all conform and have mommy and daddy go, buy all this stuff. And,
like hundreds of dollars. Things aren't cheap these days either. So it just gets so expensive.
Well, hopefully you're accumulating. Maybe that's one of our strategies.
We're
Free
saving
strategy
it.
here.
Free strategy.
Get a bin for Crazy Hair Day products. They do not go bad.
They don't. Or in costumes too. Yes. I mean, I guess they'll grow out of them.
Costumes.
But for accessories, keep them because, oh my goodness, we have reused them. I think one thing that when she went to the private school that she attended, one thing that was really nice was they would send out, hey, we've got Spirit Week coming up in 2 months.
Oh, good.
They gave us time to plan for it. That was nice. We'll start that petition.
Yeah, at least give us 2 months warning.
Give us a couple time, a couple months. Give us some time to prepare for it.
Or send the kids home with their red, white, and blue ribbons or whatever.
Exactly. Whatever it ends up having to be.
Yeah, it's hard.
It is.
School stuff is probably the biggest unexpected expense. And we're not even talking about college.
Right.
Or tuition, like any of that. Just general school stuff, because your brothers are seniors this year. And again, their brother, this aforementioned Uncle Cody, had a, I don't know if he ever started it or got it going, but he and his friends wanted to start a company to compete with Jostens.
Oh my goodness.
And because
I didn't hear about this.
They have a monopoly. I mean, it's unreal. So they start your sophomore year of, oh, everybody's getting a class ring. And it's like, you know how often I wear a class ring?
Dad, I've seen you wear it every day. No.
It's sitting in a jewelry drawer. and everybody's getting a class ring, so we need to get a class ring. Yeah. And then it turns into, the pictures that they do, sponsored by Jostens, and you only have to go through Jostens. And then you start getting to senior year, and it's like, well, guess who sells your cap and gown? And you can only buy it through this one company. And it's a piece of flimsy fabric and a cardboard hat. And hundreds and hundreds of dollars times 2 for us. Yep. And it's just like, well, you obviously can't say we can't afford it.
Right, exactly.
So it just puts the pressure on, throughout life, even before college. Yeah. And it's, I don't know how we fix it, but it's by far the biggest surprises that come up. Yeah. Projects. Again, your mom's tip. Yep. She, seasoned mother of 6. She kept poster board on hand. She would buy it in bulk at Sam's Club or Costco and, keep it in a special spot. She would buy all the art supplies, keep them in bulk. And so that when they did, you did say, hey, I need to build a model of the solar system. Right. Let's go find our styrofoam balls and our paint.
Oh, don't worry. We also only have tonight to do it.
Yeah.
Because, by the way, it's due tomorrow.
Well, you and a couple of your siblings are that way. The off-camera sibling would do it the day it was assigned.
Oh, if only I could be like her.
Yeah. If only.
If only.
The last minute people make things interesting.
That's right. I like to.
But it's just like so many expenses that you have to do.
Right.
And
that's just for the kids that aren't in sports.
Oh my gosh, sports.
I'm not a sports girly, but you've had a couple that are sports. Yeah. And I've just seen from the outside looking in, there's so many injuries involved. I'm looking at you, Tayton.
Yeah.
That just, it's not just the uniforms and the shoes. Oh, listen, I don't know what they need, okay? But
have you seen our garage of soccer shoes?
It is obnoxious is what it is. The kids, any sport they want to play with. Any sport that they want to play, they will find the ball in the garage and they will play with it. But it's not just all like the equipment, I guess is the word for it. But the injuries, I think for me, is what I notice the most. Do you just have exceptionally accident-prone kids, Dad?
No, I mean, it seems like there are exceptionally accident-prone kids because we started a soccer club.
That's right.
Here in New Kent, and one of the things that we learned from our years of sports, and thankfully your brothers, they tried other sports, but they love soccer. So equipment wise, it's somewhat cheap, except they hit these few years where they couldn't even make it through a whole season in one pair of shoes because they were outgrowing them.
Oh my goodness.
Finally, they stopped growing.
Hallelujah.
And now most shoes will make it a whole season because they will fall apart before they outgrow them. So thankfully, but that's what our garage is full of.
Is that better? Is that better than outgrowing them?
These are shoes they wore for 4 weeks because they outgrow them. But it's really hard to plan for because I see parents that will do every sport, sometimes two sports. Like that was what was the rule we had for you guys? One sport a year? One activity per child. Like
per child.
We see some kids going from basketball to baseball, and then they have theater or whatever. Like the parents are stacking all these activities, and your mom and I are always
sounds
like,
exhausting.
One, how exhausted are they? But two, how do you afford this stuff?
For sure.
And that was one reason. Like with our sports club, we're trying to make it a pay what you can afford.
Oh, nice.
Because these travel sports, and we also you don't do travel sports until you're in high school.
Right.
We did make an exception for the twins, one, because they were our last two.
Yeah.
But also because they were so far and above the rec competition in middle school that we said, okay, you're ready for travel soccer.
Right.
But you see 6-year-olds doing travel baseball, and I'm thinking, where are you getting this money? And, again, it's not just the equipment.
Right.
But we were paying $1,300 per child per season for travel soccer.
Are they going pro at 6? What's happening here? Like, why?
And it's like, it's something that we thankfully at the time could afford.
Yeah.
But like when your sister did travel volleyball, that was tight.
Yeah.
It was,
Thanks a lot.
But at least the club was like, they would tell us in May, here's what your expenses are going to be. You can start paying monthly and spread it out over 9 months.
Well, that's nice. Yeah.
And so that's what we're trying to do with our soccer club too, is make it what they can afford and do that. But
that's good thinking.
Not everybody has that option. And sports can really, I don't know how you budget it. And it's like you as the sister who, got drug along.
Yeah.
How often did we eat at home during a sports season?
I don't know that we did. Yeah. Why? Could you imagine mom trying to let me be a present mom and attend all the games, right? Take you to all the practices and stuff, and then also somehow make it home in time to make dinner?
Right. When practice is from 5 to 6:30.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So sure. Let me come home. Let me make dinner. Now we're all going to eat dinner. Okay. Now go shower. We're going to go to bed by what? 10 midnight? Like
if we're lucky.
If you're lucky. Yeah, exactly.
If there's homework.
Right.
Yeah.
So no.
Yeah,
we were constantly eating out.
Like there's all these other things you could say. Okay, well, sports are going to cost me, $90 a month, which is what we try to limit our soccer club to.
Nice.
But you got to buy new equipment. Hopefully, at least we're doing high school age boys, so hopefully they're done growing, so they can wear the same size all year.
Yeah.
But then we're going to be eating out 3 or 4 days a week. Right. We're going to have travel to the games, back and forth to practice, all those other things. And then you mentioned injuries and trips to urgent care. Like I remember we were in Virginia Beach and last day of a tournament and your brother hurt his ankle. So instead of going home, we're trying to find an urgent care in Virginia Beach.
Yep.
And, then that copay turned into, well, you might want to see your primary care doctor tomorrow. And then that turned into another visit. And then the trip to the x-rays. And like, we're talking, what was going to be a $300 weekend, counting our travel, turned into like $1,200 with all the copays.
Yeah.
And so those things can just throw you off. And it's something that I think people doing sports have to plan for.
Yeah. In some way plan for that.
Yeah.
Expect to quadruple the amount that you think you're going to pay.
That's a pretty good rule of thumb. Like don't just assume it's going to be your fees plus equipment. I mean, you just mentioned gymnastics.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
And if she keeps going, that's going to get pretty dang expensive.
I was watching her do a handstand yesterday, and her arms kind of gave out, and she fell on her head, and I was like, oh gosh, no. Thankfully the coach was there, and so like had her ankles right, but I was just like, if the coach wasn't there, if she weighed more than however much she weighs right now, you know what I mean? Like, I foresee a lot of injuries in our future if she sticks with gymnastics.
And that's the cautious child you have.
She's my cautious one, exactly. Oh gosh. Blake's told me now he wants to do not gymnastics, but the ninja class. Oh. And I'm like, that's good. Yeah, we should teach you to do that for sure. That feels like the right choice. Jump off everything.
Yeah. So it's I guess our piece of advice is quadruple your monthly budget just in case.
What is it? It's a hope for the best, but plan for the worst.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
There you go.
That is our advice on sports, I think, is that. And you kind of touched on healthcare. Yeah.
Like, with injuries, right?
But what about school? Because we joke in our family.
You mean germ factories?
The germ factories.
The germ factories, that is a school. Or when school starts, then there's all the birthday parties and the just get-togethers, the play dates, right? It's just you're constantly being surrounded by germs. And so when school starts, so do the colds. So do the Zicams and the extra vitamins, right? The vitamin C before bed.
But when the Zicam doesn't work, and your husband once again gets strep throat.
Yep.
Another copay.
Another one, exactly. We're constantly sick. Constantly. And then if we get sick and we have our weekly family day, now I'm going to give you guys the sick germs, okay? And then we're like, oh gosh, we're both sick. We should separate. And then sure enough, we're like, okay, I think we're all better now. We come back. Psych, you guys still have some sick germs in your system. So you give it back to us. Yeah. And Courtney came over that time. So now she's sick and taking it with her. And it's just constantly, spreading around.
Yeah, a lot of copays, medicine.
Yeah.
And then again, how do you budget that?
Right.
I mean, that's kind of your thing is like, literally every month we're doing, $100 or $200 of copays during the school year.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. And what do you do if you're like, okay, I have the budget line for this, but we don't have the money for it. Yeah. Where it's like, okay, well, we're already spending money on X, Y, and Z. Okay, but now we also have A, B, and C over here that we want to tack on. And
yeah. And then
how do you make it fit?
Depending on your insurance, some of it's all covered and some of it, your mom learned with aforementioned accident prone, is it's important to negotiate when you get that bill right away. Yeah. Say, look, we cannot pay, our 20% or whatever, that they're going to charge you after you've reached your maximum, which we do a lot with aforementioned injury prone child. And your mom was really good about finding if they could discount things because they want their money, but also setting up payment plans. And sometimes she would have close to interest-free payment plans. I know they charge a little bit of fees for that, but the doctors and hospitals want their money. So, and I think she's encouraged you a few times, with medical bills, call them up right away. Yep. Negotiate and say, look, I can pay this maybe over 6 months. So you don't just ignore it, right? But you get proactive with that. And I think you have to do that because nobody's going to have $1,500 extra in the budget for a hospital visit.
Of course. Yeah. There's no way.
And that's I should say that's an ER visit. Yeah. Hospital, we're talking, tens of thousands.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
So yeah, that's something I think to take away on if the expense is so big, you gotta call. You gotta call them and figure out a way.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. So what if you call and, or no, instead of taking your child to the doctor, your pet.
Oh, goodness. Talk to me about your pets.
Dad, you want to hear about my pets?
Let's hear. I've heard them. Tell everybody else about your pets.
So we have 2 cats, 2 free cats that are so expensive. We've got one with respiratory problems, so she sounds like Darth Kitty.
Like how?
Darth Kitty.
Like,
I'm not doing it. Dustin will have to do it. It's terrible, though. I feel awful, but she's also my very free, easygoing, emotional support kitty.
who loves everybody.
Who loves everybody, but also has atrocious anxiety herself. I think that she has emotionally supported me so much through my own anxieties that I've given it to her. And so specifically, if I try to take her to the vet to get her respiratory stuff checked out, she ends up giving herself so much panic-induced hyperventilating problems that it gets so much worse that I'm just like, oh gosh, never mind. Let me just take a video and I'll take it to the vet and see what the vet thinks. And anyway, it's a whole thing.
This for free?
Of course. You know vets. They're so cheap. I mean, I love our vet. Don't get me wrong. But no, I mean, like, you know, like everyone else, she wants to be paid for the job that she has. Mm-hmm. And so that's just my 2 free cats.
Your free cats.
This isn't mentioning my free dog.
Oh, yeah. That's right. She was free too.
She was. She's
a little
allergic.
bit different than the loss of opsa that your mom had.
Yes. Growing up with such a tiny little dog, I was just kind of like, I don't know. I was also so much younger. I wasn't paying attention. It's not like mom was like, the vet was so expensive today, Corinne. Right. But I don't ever remember hearing it be like, oh no, I've got to take him to the vet, versus like if my dog starts to get sick or she's got another ear infection or whatever, because she's a German Shepherd. So just the allergies through the roof. I dread the vet because I know that medications are based on weight.
Oh, right.
And she's not a light dog. She's small for a German Shepherd, but she's still way bigger than a tiny little lap dog that I grew up with, right? I don't... Thoughts, opinions, advice on pets being crazy expensive?
I mean... And
don't have them. Don't have pets. That's the advice, actually.
And Courtney has the world's neediest golden retriever.
That's right.
So Courtney's learned the hard way. And when we help them with their budget, I forget, what do we have to start? We had a Maya line item for what, $100 a month, higher than $100.
She said higher.
Higher than 100, because she started learning, like, and it has to be over experience of, okay, well, last year we spent $1,200 on Maya. Okay, $100 a month. If you don't spend it, great. It's a bonus.
Right.
But you kind of got to look at, you're going to at a minimum have one vet visit a year.
Yep.
And then the medication, the flea and tick, and all that other thing. Minimum doubling what one visit costs. Really assume with pets, depending on where you live, 3 to 4 visits a year. Yeah. So whatever that costs in your area, so let's say it's $3,000, then you divide that by 12, and that becomes your monthly line item. And it's hard to say to a young person who loves animals, don't get a pet because they're expensive.
We'll find a way. We'll make it work.
But I mean, honestly, free is nice because the upfront costs, I love rescuing and, the thought of that. But you do have to keep in mind of, ask around of how much does this breed cost?
Yes.
The ownership of cats, just like how much they can cost when something goes wrong.
Yep.
It's like, I guess it makes sense because they're such sophisticated mental cases that their bodies seem to be so much more sophisticated than a dog.
Right.
That the vet's like, well, there's these 7 things wrong with the cat.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Let's start treating one at a time.
Right, yeah. See what's really the problem here. Yeah.
So, that's all I could say is ask around, take what you spent last year, add a few $100s, divide it by 12. It's kind of just a guessing game. Right.
Yeah, it was one thing when we decided we were going to have some pets, right? And we were like, okay, whatever the upfront cost is, yay, they were free. And then let's plan for feeding them every month, okay? But I don't know why. Maybe this is just me. It didn't occur to me at all to plan for them to be sick far more often than I thought they would. So.
And even your $5 hamster was not cheap.
No, she was not.
Yeah. Pets are expensive.
They are.
Pets need to be a line item.
Definitely.
A big line item.
Yes. I definitely like your idea of asking around. That's wise.
Yeah. Now, I mean, with the internet, find the boards for the groups for
join that Facebook group.
Yeah, for German Shepherd owners, and say, just out of curiosity, how often does your dog need to go to the vet? Mm-hmm. And I think all of them will tell you quite often. Very
often, yes. I know my vet by first name, and she's lovely, but I kind of wish I didn't have that good relationship with her.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's see. The next unexpected expense, I think, was housing. Housing. And housing in comparison to apartmenting. This is our first house that we've had, right?
Right.
And so in our whole marriage, we had only ever lived in apartments. We had switched from apartment to apartment, kind of upgrading as life went on, right? But when we decided to buy a house and things broke, I mean, I still called up maintenance, but this maintenance man, while he was a lot cuter than the ones from the apartments, he took a lot longer and kept having to leave to go to the store.
Like lots of trips to Pleasance Hardware.
Yeah, got to go to Pleasance Hardware. Oh, psych, I need to get another bigger tool for this one. So we're going over to Tractor Supply. And I mean, if it's not one place, it's the other. And
the whole Saturday.
And there goes my whole Saturday. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
houses are expensive.
They are. And we should probably do a whole episode on housing because there's a lot of things to talk about. But I have always joked I would much rather live in an apartment because I am also the maintenance person.
Yeah.
And because I'm a desk worker with not a lot of experience doing things that, as your husband, I'm spending a lot of time on the internet researching how to fix said problem.
Oh, so is he.
And we as men do feel a sense of accomplishment. Like, he was just, I fixed the air conditioner.
Yeah.
And I even said, well, did you try turning it off and back on again? And he said, actually, yes. And that didn't work. Because he works at IT. And,
that's his golden rule.
Yep. And so he got on probably YouTube, I'm guessing, or Reddit.
Yep.
And researched it.
He's a researcher.
He is. And he figured out and he actually fixed it.
He did. Absolutely.
I think for free, maybe?
I think so, actually. Yeah. I don't think this one required a trip to the store.
Other than a few hours on a Saturday. And,
that's right.
But other things... Like I remember the fan in your guys' one bathroom that you all 6 shared.
Yep.
Wasn't working, and I thought, oh, this is easy. I will go to Home Depot, and we'll even add a bonus. We'll put a light in this fan,
which I remember was such a nice upgrade.
It was. Your mom was not happy with the maintenance person because I watched all these videos, and they were like, yeah, it's easy. You pop it out. You disconnect this. You put the new one back in. You screw it in, and you're done.
Seems easy enough.
Easy enough. And I undo the fan and I'm like, why is this big piece of wood here? Why would they do that?
Oh,
and
no.
I go up in the attic and I see that they just decided to put the fan in between 2 floor joists. I'm like,
oh my goodness.
So it was not just pop it back up in there, and I had to move venting around and do a office worker's job of spackling it up. And while you guys enjoyed the nice upgraded light and the fan that didn't go,
yes,
your mother did not appreciate the very poor spackling job that your maintenance man did. So it's
sorry, you're fired.
Yeah, exactly. But then it's a choice of, well, how much would it have cost me to call somebody out? And I think that's the debate everybody has is,
oh, yeah.
If you can do it yourself, obviously it's cheaper. But what if you do it wrong?
Right. Exactly.
And, that one, I don't think we ever did fix it. We were just like, well,
it works well enough.
It's the next owner's problem. There's a lot of other things that need fixed.
Yep.
But, there are things. And I know, you guys bought a fixer-upper. Like, because it had the outside. It was a good compromise. Unique outside.
Yep.
Decently upgraded inside.
Yeah, well enough.
Thinking we'll get by, and we have all these projects.
Yes.
But what have you learned with home ownership? That your small little decorating projects get offset by.
Yeah, we can't do that because instead we have to restain the outside of the house.
Yeah.
Or we need to replace some rotted shingles, some rotted cedar siding that we have on the outside of the house, or our deck needs to be restained, whatever it ends up being. And I'm like, yeah, but what about the cute things that I had planned for the inside of the house? Priorities or something.
Yeah. Do you guys have a line item in your budget for housing or maintenance? Or
we do. Yeah, we absolutely do. And it is used every month.
Not by the cute stuff.
Never buy the cute stuff, but buy the stuff that keeps the house, livable and safe for the children to walk on the deck.
Oh, speaking of your Dustin, I think he did some water repair.
He did.
He did, and
he's a whole handyman now.
Yeah, he's learning as he goes, thanks to Reddit and YouTube.
That's right. The school of Reddit.
Which, I mean, honestly, if you are capable, that is like,
yeah,
there's a lot of good videos out there.
There
and, but sometimes, like, again, the aforementioned accident-prone brother.
Oh, sweet boy.
Somehow, for the second house in a row, we got leaks from an upstairs bathroom.
Yes.
And that turned into, like, it was so expensive we had to file insurance because it not only destroyed the floor on the main floor, the bedroom floor.
Yep.
It seeped down into our kitchen and then all the way through into the basement.
Which was insane.
Yeah. And so when the person came out to do the estimate and they chose the price, I'm like, we've never had an insurance claim in our life. And that was not in our budget.
Yeah.
Because here, again, we'll talk about housing a different time, but
for sure.
We did a high deductible thinking we've never in 20 years of owning a house had to use our insurance. Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's do a high deductible.
Why
and
not?
when they said, by the way, your deductible is this, and I'm like, excuse me, what? Like, that's double my annual housing budget.
Yeah.
And so that was really hard to stomach and figure out where do we find this money. And so owning a house, lots of rewards.
Ah, yes.
But like pets, like children, lots of unexpected money. Like expect the unexpected. You're gonna hit things. Like I like how you said it's life.
It is. Yeah, it is. It is life, and it's expensive. Adulting is expensive.
Yeah. So you have a line item for housing.
We do. We've got a line item for housing. We've got it for pets. We've got it for school stuff even. Here's one thing we don't have it for is celebrations.
Oh.
Just random celebrations
that
pop up.
You're a socialite now. You need an Instagram based on your last 6 weekends.
Girl, it's been so busy.
Somebody who loves her downtime on Saturdays and Sundays.
I love my downtime. I love my chill, quiet, cuddle up on the couch with Aurora and we play video games together. Like I'm a bit of a homebody, right? But the last couple weeks have been...
It's like 7 weeks now.
Has it been going on that long?
7 weeks.
I'm so tired. It's been busy though. I mean, we've had friends' birthday parties. We've had children's birthday parties. We've had my 30th surprise birthday party. So I didn't actually plan that one.
But it was a big expense.
From what I've heard, yes. It's just been one thing after the next after the next. You can't prepare for those things. One, because what am I going to do? Like add every child's birthday into my calendar so I can prepare for that. You know what I mean? And so it's expensive emotionally, right? But it is also expensive because now I'm driving to that person's house or wherever it ends up being, right?
We got to get time.
Oh, it's always in the middle of nap time.
Which also means no lunch.
Exactly. Got to get a gift. Got to get a card. Got to wrap the gift. I can't tell you how many times I've been like, oh, we'll just pick up and get a gift on the way there. And then I've been there and I'm like, well, and a gift bag apparently.
Which costs more than the gift.
It always does. And so.
So one strategy, what does your mom, you use it at our house.
She's got her gift station where she just has countless gift bags that she's either bought in bulk or she's just been recycling.
She reuses them.
Exactly.
One bag, as long as you don't crinkle it, goes in the gift box.
That's right. And if you're careful enough with that tissue paper.
That's right. I always laugh at celebrations. Your mom's just like,
and I'll take some of these. Yeah. So, I mean, I've got my own little nook in one of my closets.
Your stash?
I'm starting my stash. So yeah, celebrations and stuff. I don't know. When they get older, is it as bad?
Not as much. Like, I don't think a lot of the boys, teenage boys, they don't do gifts as much. They'll just do a hangout and like, hey, it's so-and-so's birthday. Right. Once in a while, they'll say, hey, can I get him an Xbox card or something for $25? So they're still, sweet. Yeah. But at least older boys hasn't been as bad for that.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just our twins, but they're pretty basic. Yeah. And it's, they're happy just going and playing video games or swimming or whatever. And
that's nice.
But I don't know, teenage girls, I think you almost have to bring a gift, right?
I think it's pretty much expected, yeah.
And it better be a good one.
I mean, with little kids, all the moms will always say, no, don't worry about it. You don't need to bring a gift. And I know they mean that truly.
Yeah.
Because for Aurora's party, I absolutely meant it. I was like, just come and hang out. She would love to have you guys over and just get to have all of her friends over and play together. Like, genuinely, that alone is the best gift you could give her. But it feels wrong to show up to a party with no gift. And so I understand why others brought gifts for her and brought gifts for me at my party. But at the same time, it's like, it's the same way. So if we're going to a party, I'm not showing up empty-handed.
Yeah.
We had a party last weekend, actually, that I had completely spaced was even happening. And so party was starting. Thankfully, they're good friends, so I feel bad saying we did forget about their daughter's party. But so the dad of that little girl calls Dustin and is like, hey man, like, you on your way? And Dustin's like, for what? Oh, no. And he comes into the room and he's like, did you forget about this party? And I was like, I sure did. And it was a Saturday. So I was still in my pajamas and getting all my snacks and drinks ready to sit on the couch and just chill. And instead I went upstairs and I washed my hair and I did my makeup and it was a party. The kids were with you on a fun little grandma papa trip, right? And so it still felt wrong though to show up to this little 4-year-old's party without a gift. So I was like,
they wouldn't have even noticed.
She wouldn't have even known, but it still felt wrong. And so, she's just the cutest little thing. So I wasn't going to show up without a present.
I don't know. I feel like a sub podcast could have been peer pressure from age 4 to 50. Because I guess it's kind of financial. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that peer pressure of, I don't want to be the only one walking into a party without a gift.
For sure.
Am I being judged by everybody around me?
Yeah. Yeah.
I honestly couldn't tell you how to overcome it. It's, maybe drop a
comment
hard. If there's a way.
I'm like, if someone's figured that out, let me know.
Yeah, we'll watch your podcast because that ends up being so expensive.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, because you literally had an out to not bring a gift. Because
literally.
They were with us. Because I would bring a gift for the kids to not.
Absolutely.
Hey,
why didn't you bring
a gift? You're the only one. And, so, yeah, I don't know how you do that. It's, I guess, our culture for now.
Maybe
it'll change, but
yeah,
that peer pressure is legit. And it never seems to end.
It is. Well, I wonder if it's peer pressure or just personal pressure.
Personal, perceived peer pressure.
Perceived peer pressure is exactly, because, Dustin even told me, he's like, we're already running late. Do we really need to stop for a gift? And I was like, we forgot about your party. We're showing up late and we're empty-handed. Or we forgot about your party. We're showing up late, but here's a present. Yeah. I was like, I have to win back her good I got to get back into her good graces, the sweet 4-year-old,
Well, she was probably like...
She was like, oh, you came! Yeah. But she had no idea. She had so much fun,
based on the parties we went to with you, there was so many kids I don't think she would notice.
Oh, absolutely not.
Adults weren't there.
Oh, exactly.
But we put it on. Maybe is that a new term we coined?
Ooh, personal pressure?
Peer pressure.
Yes, I love it.
All right. Trademark.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. So, I don't know.
Can we make that a budget category?
Honestly, it's probably not a bad
peer
idea.
Pressure, and then maybe it makes us think a little bit more about how we're spending it.
Ooh, yeah.
Because I love, we don't know if they want to be named on here, so we won't.
Okay.
But good friends of your guys's and friends of ours, they, I don't know if you'd call them homesteaders, but their boys make cards, and they are the sweetest, most heartfelt cards.
They're so sweet.
And even at 7, your daughter is just like, oh my goodness, I can't believe.
She treasures them.
A homemade gift goes a long way, even with kids.
Yep.
And I love that. I'm always, every party, I'm like, I want to see what these boys made, because it's so neat that their mom has instilled that on them. So, maybe that's something, we need to start remembering is that, free gift of I poured out my time.
Exactly.
Or like, again, not this podcast, but love languages of some of your siblings is literally quality time. So their present can be, hey, let's just go for a drive.
Go for a drive together.
Just you and me, nobody else. And, that goes a lot longer. And if you are tight on money, think of those things. What can you make at home?
It's a great idea.
What's something, can I take your kids for the night and give you guys a date night?
Absolutely.
And, so come up with something unique. We always laugh at the coupon books that mom gets. And your mom would always say, oh, you're going to make dinner, which means I get to clean up your mess.
Which means I'm going to help you make dinner and then clean up the mess.
Act like I like this macaroni and cheese.
I love all the salt. It's delicious.
But as adults, we can start that with our kids. We don't have to spend money. That personal peer pressure might still be there, but I feel like your gift's going to be more recognized if you're pouring out yourself, not some monetary thing.
Absolutely.
Like, I mean, we still have our Nerf gun arsenal.
Yes.
From the year that the twins said they only wanted Nerf guns.
Yep.
And every kid that came to their party brought 2 Nerf guns, one for each boy. And
yes.
And it was great for a year or two. And
it was.
It's a little scary when your son finds that arsenal.
Yes, it is.
But, that stuff versus, what if their friend had said, hey, for your present, we're going to, take you, and use our free passes to Busch Gardens or something, just, one-on-one time. Like, find free things to do, I think, is kind of our advice on when you don't have the funds for these celebrations, think outside the box. And moms would always, I'm pretty sure, take a babysitter, even if it's an hour.
Can guarantee. Can in fact.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, other strategies. You said you have line items for pets, kids. You didn't have one for celebrations.
Cars. We do have them for cars because cars are
awful.
Cars are kind of awful. We have 2, right? And we've got our one that's pretty good on gas, and then we've got my minivan, which isn't as good on gas, but is amazing, and I love it.
Much more comfortable.
Much more comfortable. And so, actually, we went to Myrtle Beach for July this year, right, for our birthdays. And as we always do before we take a car for a longer drive, we took it to the mechanic and we were like, let's get an oil change. And by we, I fully mean Dustin, because
his category.
That's a Dustin category for sure. With Blake, that's the car doctor, and that's not my business.
Car doctor.
But so Dustin took it over to the mechanic. He was just like, hey, like, we're going for a trip. Make it good, I guess. I don't know what he said.
Check it out.
Check it out, I guess. And so he did. He did the oil change and whatnot. But then he came back and Dustin told me, so we shouldn't take this for the drive, actually.
Well, you say no more than 30 miles?
I mean, it couldn't have been 30 miles, but...
It was pretty short.
Oh, man. I don't know. He said we can't drive it to Myrtle Beach. And I was like, so we have to drive the tiny Ford Focus? Okay.
With even more miles than my van.
Right, exactly. It's got more miles. It is better on gas, but like it's not as comfortable. Yeah. And so yeah, that has been a whole thing. We've already like replaced the transmission. I don't speak cars. I'm pretty sure it's the transmission, right? The transmission. Okay. I was like, Dustin's told you, cars are expensive. And now we're preparing to buy a new car because we're gonna have to replace it
because you're so far past warranty. Like, you guys have done the right thing. With cars, you got it used, so you didn't pay the new car price.
Right.
You've driven over 150, 60,000. Like, it's put its miles on it.
Yeah.
So you've done all the right things. You're done the maintenance as much as you can, but it is to that point. And so have you had to increase your car budget to save or just for maintenance?
I only deal with putting gas in the car.
So that's a Dustin question.
That's a Dustin question.
But that's you do have to, kind of like with pets. What's the cost of ownership of a car? Like, you talked about gas mileage.
Yeah.
I just had to do the same thing with, I was driving back and forth to Lynchburg 2 or 3 times a month in my truck. And I'm like, holy cow, this is not, I think I get 16 miles a gallon. That's such a waste of money.
Yeah.
Can I find a low cost car that gets good gas mileage.
Yeah.
You know, so doing those things, what's the cost of ownership? So looking around, well, as my car gets older, yes, I'm saving money because you guys don't have car payments, which is great.
Oh, absolutely.
But my monthly costs are going to go up. So you have to, in that budget, start planning higher and higher numbers. And then also you mentioned the new car of, you know, if you own a car for 5 years and the new one's going to cost you nowadays $40,000 or $50,000.
Too many dollars.
You know, make the math easy since Courtney doesn't have her calculator out. We'll just say you need to save $10,000 a year to pay cash for a newish car. So maybe you can get one for $25,000. Well, let's cut that in half. Well, that means $5,000 in your budget needs to be setting aside. On top of a new car,
right?
Or maintenance of your old car,
which is on top of everything else we've already discussed.
So all of those, like, that's where I see people really blow up their budgets. Is they put in money for gas and maybe one oil change every 3 or 6 months. But they don't factor in new transmission. Right. You know, new tires, which happens. You know, you go for your inspection and they're like, we can't pass you because you need new tires. And you're like, okay, how much is that? Oh, $700. Not in my budget.
Believe it or not, wasn't expecting that.
So that you have to, again, what did we spend last year on cars? Is my car getting older? So we should add 10% or some number you pick, but keep upping those categories, you know, for kids, for animals, celebrations we talked about. If you don't have it, find a way. And then we always did, and I hate this, you know, I was an accountant originally, and my biggest pet peeve was somebody would just call it a miscellaneous expense. Because how do you define what that is? Right. But personally, that's a category that your mom always insisted on having, was whatever it can be. Because some months you're going to have insurance payments or something where it is higher. But she would have a miscellaneous expense. So it was kind of like a grab bag of, we went over budget on our car, grab it out of this miscellaneous expense envelope or bucket. And, you know, that depends on each person's situation, but that has to be the main thing, is increase your budget in all the categories we mentioned, but that miscellaneous bucket has to be there.
It's got to be. Okay, so if we're increasing the budgets and the buckets, what if your income isn't increasing?
It's good.
What do you do then? How does that work?
Like, I don't know how long have we been going, because we're kind of now talking about needs versus wants.
Come back next time.
Maybe we should.
I mean, I think that needs versus wants is such a big thing that we should probably save that for another I think that's a whole other topic.
Yeah, because we'll give the very Spark Notes
Give
version.
us I passed high school with Spark Notes. Passed high
we
school.
called it, us old people had Cliff Notes, where it was an actual book. Kren discovered Spark Notes, which summarized books and gave you a good enough synopsis.
It was better than watching the movie.
Most of the time.
Usually,
except for Harry Potter. Cody figured that one out.
That's right. Sucker should have read those books.
Off topic. So, all right. So let's I'm pretty sure we talked a lot about unexpected expenses. So the next time we get together, we should talk about, what if your income isn't increasing and I need to increase my budget when I'm spending. And that comes down to, let's talk about and start defining needs versus wants. End it there?
I don't have anything else to say.
I'm good.
I'm good.
Right. That's our third or fourth fist bump.
Third or fourth, I would agree.
All right.
I don't know.
So as I am told not to say, smash that like button, ring the bell, subscribe, all that good stuff. But all joking aside, if there's a question you have that you just like, explain it to me like I'm 5 or a third grader. Drop the comment. We'll address it on the next episode.
Nice.
Good job.